uh, while we were learning the components. So before starting labs, let's see those what are left out. Okay, because maybe some things may be left over here because I can't remember everything at the same time. But when we go to the lab side, everything will be covered. There's nothing missed since that course is designed by Microsoft only. So maybe whatever the things left out after this, maybe they are covered over there. Okay. So the things which are left out, first thing, when we go to the branches, so we have seen the pull request, how we create a pull request. Now there is a build on PR, means whenever you make changes to your source code, whenever you make changes to your source code, so before merging that code, there should be a build, means with the change in that particular code, say you are making changes in the feature branch. Now, using that change, there should be a build which should be completed first. And after that build only, you can merge that into the main branch or production branch. Otherwise, if that particular build fails, then you cannot merge into the main branch. Okay. So if we see here, like this is your feature branch. So earlier what we did, we make changes in the feature branch, we create the pull request. So this is your say feature branch. Okay. This is your feature branch. Say F1, and you made changes in a file. So changed, say for example, you changed index.cshtml. You change this file. Now, what you directly do after changing the file, you directly raise a PR. Directly raise a PR over here. Why you raise the PR? To merge this into the main branch or production branch. So raise a pull request. And then what happens after pull request? So code is merged to main branch after PR is completed. So you can say this is a kind of a direct process. You are making changes in the feature branch, raise a PR, and then after completing, someone reviewed that PR and your code will be merged into the main branch. It's your main branch. Okay. Now another thing here is applying policy to pull request. Now, when I'm saying applying policy to pull request, so you are requesting for a build over a PR request, means pull request. So requesting build on PR pull request means now in this case, what will happen? In this case, again, same setup. So let's copy this one only. Same setup. Same setup. And then what you have to do, in order to, again you will raise the PR. Again you will raise the PR over here. Again you will raise the PR. Okay. But here there should be a manual intervention. Not sorry, not a manual intervention. Build intervention, I can say. Build intervention. Yeah, request. Merge. Now, whether your code is valid, everything is valid, everything is to the point, how it will be checked? How it will be checked? So, it should be built first. So, before merging to main, it should go through the build validation policy. And what this build validation policy says, this build validation policy says a build should be successful in order to merge the code to main branch using PR, pull request. So if you see here, as of now, there is no pull request. But if you go to the branches section, here in the branches section, if you go to the options, you have branch policies over here. In this branch policy, these options already we discussed, like require a minimum number of reviewers, check for linked work items, all these things. Now there is a build validation policy. Now I need to add this policy. There are no options as of now. So if you want a build validation to be happened, means you want this check before merging the thing into the main branch. So then you have to apply this build validation. Now you can give from where, which pipeline. Pathfinder, you can leave it. It's an optional. It's a folder from where you maybe you keep your pipelines in the folder, and also you can give that path validation. But it's not since we didn't created any folder, so not needed. Directly we have given the pipeline. Trigger should be automatic. Policy requirement. This policy is required. Okay. Then build expiration. So immediately when branches updated after 12 hours if main branch has been updated. So give some time to that. You need to give some time. Don't check this immediately. Okay. Check, say, make after 6 hours, after 10 hours, something like that, after 8 hours. Okay. Now you can give a name also. Like you can give build validation. Say you can give build validation one. And you can save this. Now, once you save this, this policy has been created, build validation. Now, when you will be creating a pull request, this should validate the build first, then only it will merge. So, if you go to the demo project and you go to the repos, create a feature branch. Okay, create a feature branch here. So, say F1 created, this is the feature branch. I'll go here in the view section, in the home. say I edit this one, remove this. I'll write testing build validation. Build validation. Okay. Comment this. Comment this. Okay. So commit for build validation updated index.html. I'll commit this. Now after this you can create a pull request. Now as soon as I create the pull request here, so in the required reviewers I can keep my name, a pull request created. Now you can see that there's build validation, one required check, not yet run. So as of now, it is set to autocomplete. Means there is no complete option coming here. Means I cannot complete the process until this build validation is completed. Means it is validating the build from the feature branch first. Okay, it is validating the build first, whether there is no error, any error or not. So it is validating. Now, if you go back to the pull request, can you see now? Build validation is succeeded now. Now I can approve this. Now I'll get that complete option. I can choose that after build validation. So there is whenever you will go with the build validation in the required check, you will get this that whatever code is you are merging from the feature branch to the main branch, whether that is valid code or not. Okay. So that is like building against the PR. Okay. Means so this is, you can say this is an extra security. Like apart from giving a manual intervention, this is a called extra security. Okay. That is build on PR, you can say, or build after PR. So now this is completed, build validation is completed, required check succeeded. Now you can go ahead and you can approve. Okay. Now if you will click on complete, it will. But before that, if I have done this completed, it should have not let me complete this pull request. Since build validation did not complete it. Okay. Now, if I want, I can keep this or I can delete this branch. Okay. So complete the merge. This is done. Now, if you go to the repos and your file, okay, testing, build, validation, everything is done. Now, say I need to get some error, for example, in this build validation process, so that PR should not continue. So again, let's create some feature branch, F1, and create this one. So this is a feature branch. Now let's do something in, uh, if you will do this, let's see some another file. Let's go to controller, home controller, this file. Okay. Mm, public class home controller. Let's do one thing. Edit this file. Uh, let's remove this. Okay. That will throw an error. Okay. During the build. Commit it. Okay. So commit for build validation. Commit this one. Now this is been committed. Now you will be creating a pull request here and create the pull request. Now there is a build validation again here. Okay. As of now, you can, if I click on complete, so build validation is queued. I cannot complete this pull request. So build validation is running. Okay. Now let's see. This build validation will throw an error now. Can you see? Everyone can see, right? There is an error.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if you go to the repo section, if you go to the pull request, this is pull request. Can you see this? Build validation failed. Now, when the build validation is failed, I will not approve the pull request. Okay. So this is a forced policy, you can say. You have applied this policy so that everyone who is coming with the change in the code, they should go through build validation. So this is called build on PR. So now you have to make changes in the file again, and then you have to come with validated code. As of now, you cannot complete. So see, build validation has been failed. You cannot complete the merge. So again, you have to go back to the file section. You have to go to that file. Uh, where is that? Controllers, home controllers. Huh. To edit that, here you have to hmm, open the brackets. And you can commit back. So mm, validation completed. I can give. I can commit it again. Now this is done. Now if you go back to the pull request, you're coming here. Again, the build validation will start. Now at this time, it will build successfully. You see, build is successful now. And now you can go to your pull request. And if you see, and build is succeeded. Now you can go and complete. It will let you complete the merge. So this is build on PR. Okay. If you go and check that particular build validation again here, you will find somewhere that why this has been initiated, why this job has been initiated. Right. Set the validation. .NET restore. Somewhere where only it will show. So there will be a line where it is written build validation, then it has given why that build validation occurred. So equal to pull request. So due to a pull request, this build initiated. So that was the line I was searching for. If you directly go and build without, if there's that build is run without a pull request, then that should not be there. Okay. Otherwise, you will find that line. If it is done, a build is done using a PR. Okay. Maybe you can search at your end while you will be doing the task. Okay. I don't know if we can search over here. No worries. Okay. We'll see. So this is about build on PR, whatever we have seen just now. So that is the one part. We have seen task groups as well. We have seen deployment groups. Deployment groups we have seen in the last class, right? We have deployed the deployment group. We have created the targets and created the agent on those targets. We have seen, right?
When you just create the stages.
No, deployment groups in the last class we have seen. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Task groups are done. So there is this lab. Okay. So there is this lab. Actually, there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 9 labs in total. Some are having only one class or two class. Some are having two class. Like lab number 9 will be requiring two class. 8 will be requiring one class. 7 will be requiring two class. Like this, there are total of 9 labs. Maybe what we have discussed here, whatever the components we have discussed, maybe something may be missing. I don't know. But here, when we'll be covering one by one with the, you can say, labs, then there should be everything which should be covered in the lab section, because this course is totally defined by Microsoft. So they will cover, I think, each and everything on the
We're
DevOps.
starting this week the labs.
From today only, I'm thinking that we can complete at least 2 labs. We can complete. Maybe it's 8:30 as of now. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Same things. Whatever I have explained in the component side, like boards, work items, boards, everything.
Backlog, yeah.
Same things will be there, but the project is different. When I'm saying the project is different, you can, if you go here, this is some e-shop on web project. Now this is a kind of
Mm-hmm.
e-commerce project they are building up. Okay. So if you
Okay.
go to the GitHub, you have the code for this one in the GitHub. So you can see it is like a e-commerce website which we'll be developing using this e-shop on web project. So
Do I need to make an account for
No,
GitHub?
no, why GitHub? We'll be pulling this code into our this Azure DevOps from the GitHub.
Okay.
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 So we don't have to create any GitHub account or something like that. Just pull
I
the
see.
code to your project, okay, and then you are good to go. And after pulling this project, you will be going on through each and everything which we discussed in the components. Like here, you will be
Mhm.
doing all the agile planning. Means you will be creating the work items. We'll be seeing all those things which we have demonstrated earlier in the work items and all.
Yeah, whatever we learn, yeah.
Same things like creating a work item, creating a child item, creating an epic. See, all those things I've told already, product training, training dashboard, all those things from there. Okay. But just to
Mhm.
remind how to go with the project, how to start with, we can see it using this labs prospect. Okay. How to start a project, how to create a project, and then how to go ahead with agile planning, version control. Okay. Then
Mhm.
configure an agent pool, how you can configure the agent pool. Okay, so maybe who have not started as of now with the Azure DevOps, they can start using these labs. Okay, so we'll go through these labs one by one, and then you can see in each and every. So most probably, like
Mhm.
today, we'll start with this lab. Maybe we can do two labs today, and then another two labs in next class. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can share it to us, right? And,
I'll be sharing this GitHub repository where all these labs are there. Okay.
perfect.
You can go through one by one each step. Like each step you have,
Sure.
they have given each step how to set up a DevOps organization, DevOps project, everything they have given.
Yeah. So Abhishek, I did a great new pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
I did by step, which is from a recording.
You must be
Uh,
having some problem. If you like,
so do I need to actually go per, uh, to submit the form from per line?
no, no, why another form for that? Only one form you will be needing. That's it.
Okay.
And another form you
But
will
just
fill
the conflict
that will
just
not
give
be
me an
free.
error.
Another form you will free that will not be free. Already
Yeah,
you are getting one free parallel job.
I see. But then when I run it, the restore gives me an error. So restore. So it's not running. So I don't know. I'll show it to you once we're done.
Mhm. Okay, I'll demonstrate it here. You can go through again. If you have any confusion, we can go with this lab. In this lab, they have again demonstrated how to start a project and all. So there you can configure all those things if you have missed something. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it?
Sure.
Yeah, Abhishek, so we'll be taking Java project for our labs.
Java project, yeah, we can take it as of now. Like for Azure DevOps course, they have given only .NET project. Definitely, you can build Java project also. No worries. Okay.
Yeah.
If you
And
want, we can take a separate class for building a Java project also.
okay, okay, yeah.
Okay, but there is
Yes.
nothing like that given in this course. Okay, we have to go through like different. We have to take from the GitHub Java code, and then we have to build it from the scratch, and then we can go through that.
Yes, sir. If possible, we can take a separate class for Java and Maven as well.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. We'll do that. Okay.
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 Thank you, sir.
Yeah. As
And
of now.
Abhishek, yeah.
Mhm.
So during labs, we are going to cover YAML pipeline also.
Yes, yes. There is a YAML in this one.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
So that's what I said. Whatever is left out, you will find it here in the lab section.
Okay, and sir, AKS like Kubernetes service, etc.
AKS and containers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are also covered here.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Not whole section, only the deployment section is there. But before the deployment, I'll be explaining you container section and Kubernetes section. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So before starting this, if you have any doubts, or we can start this right now?
Let's start, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we start. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So, very first thing, they are asking you to set the Azure DevOps organization. So leave this one, leave all this. You won't having any passcode or something. Okay. So start here if you have Azure subscription. So I think everyone is having Azure subscription. Open a browser, navigate to the portal.azure.com, or you can navigate through Azure DevOps organization. Means if you go to your portal, you can directly search for Azure DevOps organization and you can go through. Once you click on this, you will be asked and you will be redirected to this page where you can select your directory, whether you want to come from the Microsoft account or default directory or any other directory. Okay. So they are saying that next click on the labeled My DevOps organization or navigate directly to this. We need a few more details. Click continue in the drop down menu left side. Choose default directory. That's what. Choose the default directory over here. So point by point, they have demonstrated everything over in these labs. Okay. Instead of Microsoft account. So choose the default directory instead of Microsoft account. That's what we have done. We have chosen the default directory only. We have created our projects in the default directory. Then after that, if prompted, we need a few details. Provide your name, email address, location. Now, when you will create an organization, they will ask for these details and you can continue. Location, wherever you want your Azure DevOps to be, the location to be there. Okay. So South India, US East, wherever you want. Okay. Oh, I think there are 12 to 13 locations which are will be there where you can create a project. Okay. Back to this, with default directory, click the blue button, create an organization. So there is a blue button, create an organization. When you will be having no organization, you will find this button at the center. Okay. So create new organization. Accept the terms of service by clicking continue. If prompted, almost done, leave the name of the Azure DevOps organization at default. It needs to be globally unique name and pick a hosting location where you want. Once the newly created organization opens in the Azure DevOps, click organization settings in the left corner. Now, once you create this organization, you will be seeing that organization and you can go to your organization, and on the left side, go to organization settings. At the organization settings screen, click billing option. Opening this screen takes a few seconds. Click setup billing, and on the right hand side of the screen, select Azure Pass sponsorship. Now, if there is this Azure Pass promo code, means if you have any kind of promo code or something you get from your organization or anywhere, okay, then you can opt for pass sponsorship. If you are not having anything, don't enable the billing. Okay, do not enable the billing. So if you go to the billing section in your organization, it will show you. It will show you setup billing. Okay. So billing has not been set up for this organization. Access will be available up to free tier limits. Without setting up billing also, you will get all the free things which are there. Okay. Visit parallel jobs. You can go to the parallel jobs. Since one parallel job is free, see, I've taken this one parallel job up to 18 minutes is free in the free tier. So first time when you will be going here, you will not be able to run the pipeline. It will give that particular error, which I was facing earlier. So I requested that free parallel job. So first time you have to request free parallel job. And once you get that free parallel job, you are good to run with the Microsoft hosted pipeline. In the
Yes.
self-hosted pipeline, they already give one free parallel job. So you don't have to request a free parallel job over here in the self-hosted one. Okay. Only in the Microsoft hosted, you have to request that free parallel job. They will approve your request in some 1 or 2 days. Okay. So that is a free parallel job you can. So don't go with billing. You don't have any past sponsorship. Don't go for billing. Leave that billing section. Once the screen shows linked as so in the billing section, they will do nothing. When you click on setup billing, you can link your subscription with that billing. So whatever you will be doing, you will be start getting the billing after that. Okay, so don't go with this thing. Leave it. Once the screen shows linked Azure subscription ID, so these steps are related to billing only. Okay.
How much would be the cost, sir?
So if you want, you can see. We already seen Azure pricing overview, Azure DevOps pricing, I think.
Okay, sir.
Azure DevOps pricing. If you go here, you can see what service will cost how much. Okay, you can see this now.
$40.
So service in the
Self-hosted.
services like one Microsoft hosted job with 1800 minutes per month free, and one self-hosted job with unlimited minutes per month is free. What is chargeable? $40 per extra Microsoft hosted CI/CD parallel job. Don't request once requested one free parallel job for Microsoft hosted. Don't request another one. Okay, otherwise they will charge you $40 for that, and $15 per extra hosted as self-hosted CI/CD parallel job. So don't request the extra one. When you are
Leave
running,
as it is.
when you are running with Microsoft hosted, only request one free one, okay, which you get.
Okay, sir, got it.
So for this, for the extra request, they will charge, okay, $40 per request. And then apart from that, 2 GB. So if you are running the pipelines, don't run the pipelines like 50 times, 100 times. Don't do that. See your code. If once your pipeline is failing, see your code, check your code where you are missing. Go through the logs. What is the error? And then again, edit your file and then build. So if you build again and again and the artifacts will be produced, so your this free space will be consumed. 2 GB free space will be consumed. After that, they will start billing 2 to 10 GB, $2 per GB. 10 to 100 GB, $1 per GB. 100 to 1000 GB, $0.50 per GB. Okay, like this. They will charge. Rest all services here are free up to 5 users. Means whatever is showing here free is up to 5 users in the basic plan. Its basic plan is total free apart from these extra things if you will do. So totally free. What is chargeable is basic plus test plan. Okay. Do not go for this. Do not select for this. Okay. This is not needed to us. Okay. We can go through this one only. So charging you can see over here. Okay. Rest all my Azure DevOps services are totally free. No charges until you select the billing and all. Okay. Don't select for the billing. Don't go for the billing. So once the screen shows the linked Azure subscription ID at the top, change the number of parallel jobs. Once you add that billing, then from there directly, you don't have to request for the parallel job. Directly, you can go and change in the billing section. Okay. So since we have not initiated the billing, okay, since we have not initiated the billing, so we cannot choose that parallel job directly from here. We have to request the parallel job from the Microsoft team. They will approve it in 2 days. Now, toggle the switch off for disable creation of classic build pipelines. Okay. Now, when you are in the organization here in the settings section, you'll go to the pipeline section here in the settings section. Now, by default, you will be getting this on disable creation of classic build pipelines. So make it off. Make sure make it off. Otherwise, you will not be able to create the classic pipelines. Okay. Make sure this is off. Then organization settings, go to the security and click policies. Toggle the switch to on for third party application access via OAuth. Okay. So in the security, section, go to policies, and here this switch, by default it will be off. You have to make it on. Third party application access via OAuth. You have to make it on. Don't make it on in your organization for your organization purpose. This is for your practice purpose only. Okay. Then after that, toggle the switch to on for allow public projects. Now you can allow public projects at your end. Like in the security section, there's like allow public projects in the security process. You can make it on for yourself. Don't make it on for your organization. Okay. If you are having that level of access in Azure DevOps. Okay. Otherwise, you won't be able to do this. This is done by administrator only. Okay. So for this project, they are allowing this, all these things. Now wait for 3 hours before using the CI/CD capabilities so that the new settings are reflected in the backend. So after making all these settings, wait for 3 hours so that each setting should be reflected at the backend. Okay. Otherwise, you will still see the message no hosted parallelism has been purchased or granted. Okay. Now instructions to create the sample project. Now there is a sample project, eShop on web. Okay. Now what you have to do, create the configure team project. In this task, you will create eShop on web, Azure DevOps project, to be used by several labs. Okay. Name of the project, eShop on web, visibility private, advanced version control Git, and advanced work item process Scrum. Now how you will do that? You can go here, go back to your this, click on new project, provide that name over there, eShop on web. Okay, like this. Provide that project name, eShop on. I already created it for some other class, so that's why it is showing. Otherwise, you can create it. You can select the private, go to the advanced sections, select Git as version control. In the basic process, in the this work item process, you can choose Scrum here as they have shown, and you can create the project. As soon as you will create the project, you will be redirected to eShop on web. Okay. Now in the eShop on web, when you created all these things, click create, import eShop on web Git repository. Okay. Now this is the Git repository of eShop on web. What we opened up here is the Git repository. Okay. You have all these files in this Git repository. Now what you have to do, you have to take this URL. You have to take this URL, nothing else. Copy this URL from the top here, this repository. Come back to this section. Okay, eShop on web, go to repos, and as of now I've already imported this, but here in the new repo section you will find that. In the new repo section you will find that. So if you go over here, if you eShop on, let's say 1, okay, private Git basic Scrum, choose this project, create this project, you will end up in the project page. See, eShop on web 1. Then if you go to the repo section, as of now, there is no code in the repo. So what you will do, import a repository. How you will import it? Simple. Take that URL, copy from here, or you can copy from this node section also. Okay, you can copy this repository, Git repository. Okay, go here, click on import. Import repository type Git. There will be two, Git or TFVC, from where you have to import. So Git, clone URL, you can this. Requires authentication? No. Why? Because this is a public Git. Okay, so there is no authentication required. So you can, now you can import. See, it is importing all the files from there. Now the import is successful. You can go to the file section. eShop on web. All the files are in from this GitHub. Okay, eShop on web project. All the files are there. ADO, Azure, Bicep, dev container, all those things you have here. Okay. So here also you will find all the description below. Whatever is there in the GitHub, you'll find all that here with all the documentation.
what is
Everything is given. Okay. So you will import this. Now, after importing this, let's see what all are the options. Import the repository. You will find all these folders over here. You have completed the necessary prerequisite step. Now, one lab is over. One part is over of this lab. Now, you can go to the next lab here. In the next lab, you will
what is
agile planning and portfolio management. Now, you will go to the Azure boards. Now, you will look into the Azure boards first. So starting with the components, first component is Azure boards. So we'll start with the Azure boards. Now, here in the Azure board section, what you have to do, configure the lab prerequisites. So we have already configured these lab prerequisite, means eShop on web project. We have already done this. Now manage agile project, manage teams, areas, iterations. Okay. So how you will manage the same thing, which we have seen while seeing the components. Okay, verify the web browser displays the organization eShop. Please be in mute. Okay. Now, verify the web browser displays your Azure DevOps organization with eShop on web project you generated in the previous exercise. Click the cogwheel icon labeled project settings located in the lower left corner of the page to open the project settings page. Now you will go to the project settings page. I'll close this out. I'll close this out. So go to the project settings. On the left hand side at the bottom, there is a project settings page. Go to that. Go to teams. Click on teams. As of now, you can see one team over here. Okay. What you can do now here, they will be asking you to add a team over there. What team? On the create team pane in the team name text box, type eShop on eShop web team. Okay. Now you can add a new team over there. Web team. eShop on web. Leave it everything blank. Administrator is given. So if you leave all things blank, by default there will be one member only to this team. That is me. Okay, this is the team eShop on web. If you click on eShop on web, now other steps are in the list of the teams. Select newly created team to visit its details. Click iterations and area paths. Link at the top of eShop web page to start defining the schedule and scope of the team. Okay. So going to the settings of here, we'll click on iterations and area paths. In the iterations and area paths, you can go to the iterations. In the iterations, as of now, you are seeing that there is nothing. So you can select sprint 1. You can select sprint 1, save and close. Okay. Now for the sprint 1, what you can select, you can edit that sprint 1. Now say for example, this sprint 1 today is 12. We can take the sprint for 3 weeks. Okay. Today is 8. Okay. So make that 7 is the end date. Okay. So we have to take it for 3 weeks. Now ending on 7. So 1 week is this, another week, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then it is ending on 7. It is ending on 7. So 1 week, then the second week. So maybe it has started on 22. Save and close. So now I have set this sprint 1. So sprint 1 like this I've set already over. Okay. Sprint 2. Now I'll create a sprint 2. Now sprint 2, when you will go and set up, it will already take. Okay. Since I have set up 3-week process, Scrum process. So a sprint process. So it has taken 3 weeks. If you would have set for 2 weeks, it would have taken 2 weeks. Now another sprint will take its date. So after it will start from 8. Now it has already taken that. Okay, you can set now. Third iteration also, third sprint, save and close. Now it is ending on 25th. Okay, so if you will edit it, in the start date you will click, it will start with 26 and it will already take that date. Save and close. There are 3 sprints. Now if you go to the areas, here you will see the eShop on web. Click on this, include sub areas. Okay, you can include the sub area settings. All those things are given over here. Okay, click iterations area paths. At the top eShop page, start defining the schedule and scope of the team. At the top of boards pane, select the iterations tab and then click plus iterations. Select eShop on web, sprint 1 and save close. Note that this first sprint will show up in the list of iterations, but the dates are not set yet. Select sprint 1 and click the ellipsis button from the text menu, select edit. After editing it, select the date. Repeat the previous step to add sprint 2 and sprint 3. You could say that we are currently in the second week of the first sprint. Back on the boards pane, at the top of the pane, select the areas tab. You will find there are automatically generated area with the name matching the name of the team. Okay. So now you will go to the board section and then we'll see the areas tab. Click on the ellipsis symbol next to the default area entry in the drop down list. Select include sub areas. Till here we have done. Okay. Now let's see manage the work items. Now how you'll manage. In the vertical navigational pane of the Azure DevOps, select boards icon and select work items. Now all this we have set. Iterations and paths, areas, all these things we have set. Now after that, go to your project, go to your boards, and in the boards there is work item. Now you will be start creating the work item. Okay. Board select work items. On the work items window, click select new work item epic. Okay. Now in the epic section, so you have created a project, so you can create an epic, like you have to create some project training, product training. Okay. So you can create that epic here and give the title, assign it to yourself, and then in the area section it belongs to eShop on web. Okay, iteration, say first is over, you are in the second one. Okay, now current one basically. Now after doing all these things, okay, what you can do, you have set the area to eShop web. Next to iteration entry, select the eShop web entry and in the drop down list select sprint 2. This will set the iteration to the sprint 2. Click save and finalize, do not close it. Click save, finalize this one, do not close this. After clicking over here, in the related work section on the lower right hand side, select the add link entry and in the drop down list select new item. On the add link panel in the link type drop down list, select child. Next in the work item drop down list, select feature in the title and text box type training dashboard. Now you can go to the epic section here. You have saved this epic. Now in the relational work, click on add link, click on new item. Okay, what new item you want? You want a child item, which will be under this epic. And then work item, you will be developing some feature inside this epic. You give the feature. Now you can give the title over here. What title? Inside this, you can give the title as training dashboard. You want to build a training dashboard in product training. Okay. So you can build this training dashboard here. Click on OK. Now this will create this training dashboard. Already allocated to you since the epic is allocated to you. So training dashboard feature is also allocated to you. Now everything is set up here, the area, the iteration, everything. What you have to set up here in the detail section, priority, effort, business value, all those things you have to set. In the right hand side in the below corner, you are already seeing that parent is epic, this product training under which you are developing this feature training dashboard. Okay. So now this is the training dashboard. On the training dashboard panel, click save and close. In the vertical navigational pane of the Azure DevOps portal in the boards, select the boards. Now we have seen all these things. You can close this training boards and you can go to a board section. In the board section, in the newly created team, eShop web boards, okay, or team boards. So let's see. So on the boards panel, select the eShop web boards entry. This will open the board for the particular team. Okay, on the boards panel in the upper right corner, select the backlog item entry. In the drop down list, select features. I'll go to the board section, select that entry. In the board section, if you go to the right hand side, go to the backlog item, select features. Okay, you can see this training dashboard in the feature section. This is what on the boards panel in the upper right corner, select the backlog item entry, and in the drop down list, select features. However, with the mouse pointer over the rectangle representing the dashboard feature, this will reveal the ellipsis symbol in its upper right corner. Select the ellipsis symbol icon in the drop down list, select add product backlog item. Now here you will going, this is the ellipsis symbol, click on this add product backlog item. You can add the backlog item over here, whatever you want to build related to this training dashboard. Now backlog item you can select, like for example this one. Go here, click on backlog item, select the backlog item. You can add some more backlog items over here. Okay, so these are the backlog. Repeat the previous step, add 2 more backlog items. So first is this one, added another backlog item over here. Third one is this one. Now we have 3 backlog items over here. Now based on these backlog items, we'll be creating the task. We'll be approving these. We'll be creating the task on based on these backlog items. Okay. Now you are seeing this as a feature as of now. You are seeing the features. Now if you go further, on the boards panel in the upper right corner, select the features entry, and in the drop down list, select backlog items. Now you'll go again. Instead of features, select the backlog items. You will see all the backlog items which you created over here. Okay, 3 backlog items you created. Now, as of now, in this process, you can see new, approved, committed, done. All this Scrum, as a part of this Scrum process, you are seeing all these things. You means this new path, approved, committed, and done. However, with the mouse pointer over the rectangle representing the work item, you move to the approved stage. This will reveal the down facing create symbol, caret symbol. Click the down facing caret symbol to expand the work item card. Select the unassigned entry in the list of the accounts. Now, very first thing what you will do, you can move it to the approved stage, or you can move like that only. Okay. On the board section, eShop web, drag the second work item named as a customer. I want to see tutorials I recently viewed from the new to the committed stage. Okay. And third one, you can move it to the done. So how you can move these things, how you can move, either you can move directly, or either what you can do, you can select from new, you can select approve. Once you select approve, it will move to the approve. If you move select committed, it will move to the committed. If you select done, it will move to the done. Or else what you can do, directly move like this. Okay, directly move like this, or you can directly move like this. Like this you can move. Okay. So these are all done. On the board tab, eShop on web pane, at the top of the pane, view as backlog to display the tabular form. Okay, on the backlog tab, eShop on web pane, in the upper left corner of the pane, click the second plus sign on the top, the one next to the first work item. Let's see. Now you are going here. Now view as backlog items. So as of now, it is displaying like this. Now, if you click on the backlog item, it will be displaying in the tabular format. Okay. So view as backlog, it will display in the tabular format. See, order, work item, title, state, all those things. It is displaying in the tabular format now. Now, for this is approved. This backlog item, you can say this is approved product backlog item. So what you will do for completing this backlog item, you will be assigning some task here. Now there are tasks. You can create the task clicking on the plus sign. Now say we are adding a new task over there. Okay, so add page for most recent tutorials. That is a task. Okay, so you can give the task here. For eShop on web, sprint 2, remaining work, you can give anything like even 5, 8, whatever you want. Activity, this is a kind of development activity you can give. Okay, so see, remaining work, type 5. Activity drop down list, select development. On the new task panel, click save and close. Repeat the last 5 steps to create another task. Okay. So then you will be creating another task. Set remaining work to 3 activities, design, save and close. So this is the first task we have created, development task. You can save and close. You can create another task from here only. You can give the name as optimize data query for most recent tutorials. Okay. The same team is selected, same sprint is selected, remaining work, say for example, 3 activity. Now this is a design part of that particular activity. Okay. Save and close. Now you have 2 tasks. Now what to do? Manage sprints and capacity. Now in the vertical navigational pane of the Azure DevOps portal, select boards icon and the list of the boards, select sprints. On the taskboard tab of the sprints view in the toolbar, on the right hand side, select the view option symbol. Okay, directly to the left of the funnel icon, and in the view options drop down, let's select work details. Now let's go over there. Now, as of now, we have created the task. Move to the sprint section, the third component of the board. You will be seeing the task like this. Okay, so there is this backlog item. For this backlog item, you have 2 tasks now. So one is a development activity, one is a design activity. Development activity has been assigned 5 hours. Design activity has been assigned 3 hours, but as of now, it is not assigned to anyone. It is unassigned till now. What you can go, you can click on the view option like this, and you can choose the work details now. When you click on the work details, it will start showing you the work details. Like whole team as of now has been assigned 8 hours of work, 5 hours of development, 3 hours of, you can say, designing activity. Now work by activity, designing 3 hours, development 5 hours. Work assigned to, as of now, it is not assigned to anyone. What you can do, you can assign, like this development activity you can assign. I can assign it to myself. Now it will start showing my name in the development assigned activity, that is 5 hours. Okay. Now you can see this 5 hours to me of the total of 8 hours. Now what you can do, as of now, it is showing like this. Now if you go to the capacity, you'll go to the capacity planning. Now you can see that as of now in my name, there is nothing activity predefined, or they have not defined anything. What I can do, I can assign activity over here, like development activity. I'll be doing the development activity for daily 1 hour, 1 hour capacity. That is set by, say, for example, my manager or my Scrum Master. He said that you will be daily performing the development activity for an hour. So I've set like this. And for this particular sprint, maybe I'm taking 5 days of leave. So start date like starting 11, say for example 11. Okay, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 5 days I'm taking off. Click on it. So my capacity has been scheduled. Now if you go back to the task board now, okay, save this. Go back to the task board now. You can see that out of those hours, whatever was there, means sprint is of 12 days of now, 12 days. And out of those 12 days, what is happening? I have 12 hours of development activity now. In 12 days, every day 1 hour development activity. So I have 12 hours. Out of those 12 hours, I have taken 5 days leave, means 5 hours of leave. So 12 minus 5 is 7. So how much development activity is there? 7 hours. Out of 7 hours for me, a total of 5 hours has been used. Now, by knowing that this development activity should take some more time, I can use my full capacity. I can take it 7. Now I'm using my full capacity, but the teamwork capacity has been exceeded. Why? Because I'm doing that extra work for 2 hours, so it has been increased from 7 to 10 hours, a total team, but still it is not extended here. What is assigned to me? Okay, it is not extended. It is, I'm working on my full capacity. Now, as I'm working on my full capacity, I don't have any bandwidth for the design activity. I don't have any bandwidth with the design activity. So what can I do? I can move this, move to the another iteration. I can move to the sprint 3. Okay, and there I can plan this activity then. Since I don't have bandwidth for this sprint now, everything is consumed by this development activity. Where were we? Tab. Okay. Work details entry. Okay. In the rectangle section, add the page for the most recent tutorials. Click the unassigned entry and list the user account. So we have assigned that activity to ourselves. Then we have seen the gone to the capacity tab. We have seen the tab of the sprints view. On the capacity tab of the sprints view, directly under the activity label in the unassigned drop down menu, select development. So we have done all these things. We have gone to the capacity. We have set all the things. We have set our name. We have set our capacity. All the things we have done. Okay. That's what they are giving in these points. Okay. On the capacity tab of the sprint view, directly next to the entry representing your user account in the days of column, select 0 days. This will display a panel where you can set off the days. In the displayed panel, under the calendar view, to set your vacation to spend 5 working days during the current sprint within the next 3 weeks. And once completed, click on OK. So I've set that 5 days off. Okay. Back on the capacity tab of the sprints view, click save, select the taskboard tab of the sprints view. On the taskboard tab of the sprints view, in the square box representing add page for the most tutorials, set the estimated number of hours to 14 to match your total capacity. Now here, according to this tutorial, they are asking to set it 14. But according to us, what we have taken 12 days of sprint, like 8 to 25 December. So remaining 12 days of sprint. We have not taken that 18 days of sprint. Okay. So we have less capacity than what is defined over here. Okay. So you can set that much of sprint, whatever you want, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We have taken 12 days. Okay. So according to that, we have increased. Now here they are increasing according to the 3 weeks of capacity. That's why they are increasing to 14 hours. Okay. We have only increased for 7 hours. One of the taskboard tab of the sprints view, in the toolbar on the right hand side, select the view option symbol directly to the left hand pane funnel icon, and in the view option drop down list, select people. Now, as of now, you are seeing this activity for the sprint. Now, what all, if you go to the view option again, you will select the people. Now, you will be seeing the activities as per assigned to the people. As of now, 3 hours of that design activities unassigned, 7 hours of the development activities assigned to me. And whatever all the activities are assigned to people, whenever you, from the view option, you will select people, you will see all the tasks which are assigned to the people here. Whatever people are there in the team, you can see that from here. Click the configuration team setting wheel. Let's see the configuration wheel now. On the settings, select the styles tab, click styling rule. Under the rule name label, in the name text box, type deployment. Now, let's see what are the settings over here. So if you go to the settings tab over here, you can see that styles. Okay. You can add the styling rule, say for development activity. So in the development activity, you have chosen, maybe you can choose a green color over here. and you can add the clause. What clause? Field. What kind of field? You want an activity. What kind of activity? That is a development activity. Okay, and you can save this one. Okay, now without saving, you can go to the backlog items also. You can see what are the backlogs present. Apex is not present, so when you view the backlog item from the right hand side, you see features and backlog items only. But if you select the Epic also, you will see Epic also. Working days, Monday to Friday. You can set your working days accordingly. You can set Wednesday to Sunday. You can set Tuesday to Saturday, whatever you want. 5 days of working you can set. You can set Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like this. You can keep whatever week ops you want, you can keep it. Okay. Working with bugs. Okay. Set your team preference for how they manage the bugs. So this option in the settings is for when you are working with the bugs. So you can set the preference of your team, how they will be working with the bugs. So bugs are managed with requirements, bugs are managed with the task, bugs are not managed on backlog and boards. So how you want to manage, like bugs are managed with the requirements or bugs are managed with the task. So you can create a task for, if there is any bug, you can directly create a task. Okay. So this is how you can manage. Now going to the styles, what we have set, you can save and close now. Now you will see that development activity in the green color. Since we have from the settings tab, we have set this out. Okay, that's why you are seeing in the green color, the development activity. Okay. In the run criteria, in the field section, select activity operator. We have seen set all these things. On the settings panel, select the backlog tab. All these things we have done. On the settings panel, working days, settings panel, work with bugs, we have set all these things. On the settings panel, click save and close. Customize the Kanban boards. Now we'll be customizing the Kanban boards. In the vertical navigational panel of the Azure DevOps portal, in the list of the boards items, select boards. On the boards, click the configuration team settings. Okay, so you can select the boards and there is a configure team settings here on the right hand side. Click on that. Now you can see these things, settings over there. On the settings panel, select the tag colors, click tag. In the tag text box, type data and leave the default color in the place. So if you check for the fields here, you will find styles, tag colors. In the tag color, you can add a tag color. In the field, you can write any like data. Okay, tag color is this. You can save it. Okay. On the settings pane, select annotations tab. On the settings panel, select test tab. Now you can see, you can set the annotations. You can have the, now if I want, I can remove this. I can disable these things for task, GitHub, test. Now these are by default. You cannot add any other annotations from here. Okay. So as of now, whatever you are seeing is by default you are seeing. You can go to the test. You can select the test plan if you want, manual test plan. So create new plan using area, iteration and selected card. Select a test plan. Okay, manual test, configure test outcome settings, configure how same test across the test suits under a test plan need to behave. So in the tests, you can select how to configure the test for the project. Okay. So on the settings panel, select the test tab. On the settings panel, click save and close. So you don't have to set all these things. You can directly save and close from here. Now you can see that 0 of 2. So tags are there. If you click on this, you can see the tag. You can add a tag over here like data tag or else UX. After adding the tag, you can save this. Now you can see a tag which is in the yellow. Okay, you can see that data tag, UX tag. Now, why we use tags? Say for example, some activity which is a kind of data activity, a UX activity, means here a UX developer will be needed or something like that. You can add the tag. Okay, so that it has you can define that what activity, what kind of activity this is. Okay, so to differentiate between other tasks and activities, you can provide the tags. And that too, you can set different colors for the tags. So on the customer, add a tag in the resulting text box, type data and press enter. Repeat the previous step to add UX tag also. Okay, save and close. Now on the boards panel, click the configuration team settings configuration wheel. On the settings panel, select the columns tab. Let's see what else we have. So if you again go to the columns wheel, you can set the columns over here. Okay. Click add column under the column name label in the name text box, type QA approved, and in the work in progress limit, type 1. So you can add a new column here after approved here. Okay. What you can give QA approved. Okay. Work in progress, you can have only one task in work in progress. You can set that. Okay. That's what they have written here. On the settings panel on the columns tab, drag and drop the newly created tab between committed and done. Okay. Drag this between committed and done. On the settings panel, click save and close. Refresh the boards portal. Okay. So save and close. Now you can see that there's a QA approved column appeared over here. Drag the as a customer, I want to new tutorials work item from the approved stage into the QA approved. From approved to QA approved. So you can move this one from approved to say QA approved. You have moved. Move the as a customer, I want to see the tutorials I recently viewed backlog item back to the committed. This is uncommitted only. Okay. No worries. On the boards panel, click first you can move it here. Okay, you can see that this now it will show in red in color. Why we have moved this from here? Because there should be only one task. We have set one task from the settings that there should be only one task in the queue. Okay, for QA approved. Now as there are two tasks, it is showing in red color. Okay, so you can move it back to the committed. Now it is showing in green color. So whatever is approved from the setting side, we have only one thing, one item in the QA approved. Okay. On the boards panel, click configuration settings wheel. On the settings panel, return to the columns tab. Select the QA approved tab. On the QA approved tab, enable the split column into doing and done checkbox to create two separate columns. Now, apart from this, what you can do, you can go to the columns tab. You can select QA approved. You can split the columns in doing and done. Save and close. See, doing and done. On the QA approved tab at the bottom of the panel in the definition of done text box type passes all test. On the setting panel, click save. As of now, here you are seeing nothing in the doing or done. Now you can set that. So in the column section, in the QA approved, you have split the columns. In the description, you can give this description and you can save. Now if you again see, you can see that description over here passes all the test. That's why it is in the QA approved section. On the settings panel, click save and close. On the boards panel, click the configuration team settings cogwheel directly to the right of the funnel icon. Okay. So in the boards panel, you will go to the configuration team items. On the settings panel, select swim lanes tab. Okay. So again, you will go here. There's a tab called swim lane. Okay. So all your work items are displayed in a single lane. Okay. To view additional lanes, add new swim lanes. So if you want to view additional lanes over there on the swim lanes tab, click add swim lane. Directly under the swim lane name label in the name text box, type Expedit. So add a swim lane, type Expedit here, save and close. Now you can see a different line in total for you in the board section. Okay, a separate you can say line over there. Back on the board tab, to the board panel, drag and drop the committed work item into the QA approved. So committed work item into QA approved. Where in the QA approved? Doing stage of Expedit swim lane so that it gets recognized as having priority when QA bandwidth becomes available. Okay. You can move this one to here so that this Expedit means sorry, this will be here only. Okay, so that this means whatever we need to do is a priority as of now. So being in the Expedit lane, so you can create the swim lanes, you can create like Expedit or any other name you can give, and whatever you are moving here, that should be in the priority first. Okay. So if you see any work item in the swim lanes, means that is a priority. Okay. Customize team process. Now you can customize the particular Scrum process. Okay. It's 9:30. We can see this in the next class. Okay. Another class 9:45. So most of the things we have completed in this lab, we'll complete in another 10 minutes in next class, and then we'll be moving to lab 2, where we'll be seeing the version control. Okay. And then we'll be configuring the agent pools, and then pipeline styles. We'll be seeing all the pipeline styles over here. Okay. Implement a YAML based pipeline. So YAML pipeline also we will see. Okay. So whatever is left out there while I was explaining all the configurations of the Azure DevOps, you can see over here in the labs. No worries.
Okay, sir, can you share this GitHub link for us?
I'll share in the notepad. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have
Have
a
a nice
class
day.
on Monday then.